Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to talk about Roy Mustang, his vision card, and the unit upgrades that are coming to the game tomorrow. Let's start with Roy, who, let me just say first of all, if you're into like guild raids, if you make fire chaining teams for PvE, this dude is top of the meta in that regard, in my opinion. So, his TMR, Army Issued Uniform, Cloth Armor, 12 Defense, 12 Accuracy, little bit of HP, and it gives you a buff that decreases AP consumption for 3 turns. Don't love this. It's not something you would pull him for. It's pretty whatever. He's a Colonel Black Mage Devout. His Master ability, he has the group buff. He gives himself Magic Attack 10, Reaction Block Rate 20, Accuracy 15, AoE Resist 10. I really like the 10 AoE Resist. And then Flame of Destruction, one of his skills, gets upgraded with his 140. Okay, looking at his skills. Flame Soul that upgrades to Blazing Soul. This is a support ability. It's an amazing one. 12% Spirit, 40 Spirit Penetration, and 15 more AoE resist. I hope you're starting to see one of the strengths of him in PvP is his ability to stack AoE resist and then run alongside a tank, and he just won't get blown up if the tank's getting AoE dropped on him. He's got 15 here, he's got 10 here, you could put vision cards on him, buffs, King Mont's TMR, stuff like that. This man can have a bunch of AoE resist, so you're pretty much always going to run Blazing Soul. After that, you have options. You can go Magic Attack, you can go Magic Accuracy, or you can go Defense Spirit with a slight decrease in Magic Attack. I think Defense and Spirit aren't as good as they used to be. One of these other two would be fine. They're both going to give you a little more damage. For his counter moves, he has a 30% proc chance magic counter. This is probably the one you're going to run because it has a little bit more range and 10% more of a chance of proccing than the regular magic counter. So you run that one and he like snaps at people from range. That's pretty cool. Okay, his main job, let's talk about that. His cheap move is a 121% modifier. He scales off of Magic, Dex, Agility, and Luck. It's a Spirit debuff, so that is something that could be useful in PvE. He has access to a Spirit debuff. If you don't otherwise have that, he could chain with like a Classy Glassy or something like that. That's not the main reason you're going to use him though. We'll get there. Okay, his first TP skill, Group Buff, 50 reaction block rate for allies, and gives himself the ability to dispel courage for 3 turns. The thing I like about this is instead of having a move that dispels courage, the AI is going to be allowed to use whatever move does the most damage with him, and if he has this buff online, that move, his highest damage move will also dispel courage. I love to see that. That's a good buff right there. And then defensive attack, he can dispel, protect, and shell. 200% modifier, big hitting move, especially if he needs to get through a shell to do it. Okay, he has a single unit buff for himself. This is a really good one. It's a 35% shield for 3 times and increases the damage done by his skills by 50% at the cost of TP. 50% of the AP cost will be taken from his TP pool. Look, as long as he can buff himself, he doesn't care about having any TP. You want, if you're playing this dude in PvP, you want Fire Dance preparation up at all times. This will make him do insane amounts of damage, I think. You prioritize getting this cast. You just do. Okay. Flame Senalian. Magic attack penetration buff for himself, followed up by a 3-hit long-range AoE move. This move's great. This is a great move for PvP, and you can see the PvE implications here as well. It upgrades. It gets a PvP upgrade, really, where it can now have a 30% hit chance. It also gains another use. So I don't know that you're ever going to use this 5 times in like a PvE chaining run. If you could, you could now. I mean, at least it's an option. But his limit break you're going to want to work in as well, so I don't think you'd ever get to use this 5 times. Still, in like a Guild Wars scenario, you have another use of one of his best DPS moves right here. The AI is going to love using this one. Okay, Flames of Destruction, his job level 25 ability that gets upgraded. It's 200% modifier. It's a line-based AoE. The upgrade increases the line one, so now it hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in front of him instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it is just 1. And then, when an enemy is killed, he gains CT up for himself, giving him a little bit more speed. So he's got a lot of damage and a lot of chaining potential in that main job. His main job, sub job, 165% damage move that debuffs fire resist. Now, typically you're going to get this from like rain instead, and rain's also is a chaining move, but still, if you don't have access to regular rain, he could do that for you now. It's just not a chain. So that's a thing, but it is a fire debuff if you need it. And then he can drink, and if he's drunk, he won't be able to be put to sleep, confused, petrified, or gradual petrified, or frostbitten for him or his allies. So that's pretty powerful. He can take a drink and buff his allies with it. They just like him more or something. I don't know. Okay, he's got Black Mage sub if you want that. Then he has Devout sub. So the thing here is Devout sub does give him access to another good single target buff to give him even more AoE resist. Don't sleep on that. And then Method of Recovery is just OP, right? Like, maybe this would be the reason you don't want him using up all his TP in like the first fight of a Guild Wars, because he could start his second fight of Guild Wars by healing your tank or something. That's pretty dang nice. He can also buff fire attack for an ally. Devout's a really good sub job. It's a really good sub job. Okay, his CT up if he ever procs that from killing somebody is 200. And then let's talk about his limit break. It's a 4-hit chaining move that decreases healing power on the target. Great. So like this is something you throw in at the end of a PvE fight to get this massive 4-hit chain. 4-hit moves for PvE chaining teams. You need them. You need to find as many of them as you can. That's how you can go for really high scores. So you can see how he's going to be a monster of both PvP and PvE, in my opinion. If you're pulling for Roy, I just don't think you're going to be... I think you're going to be disappointed. This man is awesome. He's going to be snapping his fingers at people, and I love doing that. Okay, Keeper of Brotherhood. This is his vision card. 317 HP, 165 magic, 3 agility. Love the agility on the vision cards. The unit buff is magic 20%, critical hit rate 8. Remember, he will get the global upgrade of more magic attack for himself. The party effect, pierce resistance 24, magic attack resist pin 28. That's super good. And critical rate 25. These two are really nice together, and then you also get some pierce resist. For the units that can use this, you're really wanting mages here to take advantage of this thing, right? Kefka is coming. Kefka's coming. That seems like a really good potential teammate for Roy someday. Other fire units that benefit from this will focus there. Setia, Ildira Sweetheart, the entire fire evasion crew. If you want to run Roy and like pause. If you want to run Roy and Yuffie Ildira fire evade, Pisaro's not on here, you can. Also, you can run Roy Setia something if you wanted to here. It's not the greatest team until Kefka comes out, in my opinion. In which case, his vision card, I think, rises in priority a little bit. Otherwise, you can see the other mages on here that you might want to use to take advantage of that. I'll just kind of scroll through the list real quick. I'm not going to go over them all. There they are. You could go to WoTV Calc and check it out for yourself if you'd like to. Next, we've got some transcendence coming in for us, starting with Miranda. This is somebody we were just talking about on stream. I think she's really good in the current like fire evade meta. And I'll show you why here in a second. So previously, she already had her master ability 2. She is catching now magic attack resist pin 20, activation time down 200, which isn't super useful for her, but it's still nice. And then Mage's Barrier gets upgraded. This is not a skill for her, it's a support ability. Let's go check that out. So Mage's Barrier right here. Look how insane this is. This is a support ability that gives you 12 spirit, 15 slash resist, 15 magic resist, debuff resistance to both of those things, and when you drop below 50% HP, you heal yourself. Alright, I dig it. This is a unit that has courage. Built it, she has Paladin and Courage, correct? Like, I'm not making that up right now, am I? Yeah, she has Paladin Courage. She's also a unit that can be a Quicken, like a Time Mage for you. I'll show you in a second. So, the thing I want to talk about first, though, is her Dispel Thrust. This is like the signature move for her, I think. It is a jamming thrust move, twice upgraded, that dispels buffs, haste, physical damage increase, magic damage increase. Hits for 250% modifier, is a 100% hit ability, cancels ability activation, and gives her 20 spirit. It's a lot. She's got some things with just a whole lot packed in there. She also has access to Fast Cast, which is better than it ever has been because it gives haste now and single target resist. That's really good. In her Time Mage sub, she has Quicken if you want to use her as a Quicken bot. And then, like I was talking about, she has Immortal Fighting Spirit from Paladin. So that self-heal that to me kind of clues in, if you want to run her with courage, she can die, not be 1 HP when she comes back to life from courage. So that's pretty cool. And her heal will scale, I believe, with magic, I think. So she should full heal herself. That's pretty cool. I think Miranda's really good right now, while fire is really good. You could see a lot of Mirandas out there. I've certainly been dunked on them a little bit by her. Okay, Jeeza. This is one that a lot of people I think are interested in because Jeeza is definitely a fan favorite unit. Her dream ability, she's getting 20% more attack, reaction block rate 50, and upgraded skill Rasatsuken. Let's go look at that skill real quick. Is it this one? Is this it? I think this is it, right? Like, it's not her limit break, it's this one. So, this is like, I made a video a long time ago called One Punch Jeeza, and it was all about using this skill to just like one punch tanks. Particularly King Mont was the big tank at that time, and she was running him over. King Mont is still a big tank. So what's this do? It decreases single target resist by 30. Now it also dispels Protect and Shell, does 200% damage, and gives her a 25% agility buff for 3 turns. It's a good move. Did this buff make Jeeza into like a one-punch goddess again? No, probably not. But if you wanted to use her in PvP, that'd be fun. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? You could do it. Next up, Victoria. Here's one that I think will get a lot of use anytime there's cost limited. A 70 cost unit that is as good as Victoria is relevant every single time. So her dream ability is this. She's getting 20 more defense pin, which is awesome. She's getting 15 slash resist, which isn't bad. And her armor break dive is getting upgraded. This is a move she loves to use. Let's go check it out. So armor break dive right here. Previously, it does 25 defense debuff, 220% damage, and decreases the jump of the target by 1. It will still do those first things, but now increase the modifier by 60% if the target has courage or re-raise. This will be a 280% modifier move against a courage or re-raise target. So basically, the point of this move is she goes and pops courage or re-raise. Like, that's her goal. One-shot somebody who will then be able to be one-shot again at like 1 HP. I think that's a really cool buff. She was already strong. She's stronger now with this upgrade. So good, a little bit of good love right there for Victoria. The defense pin's really nice as well. Okay, she's at 60. 40 plus 20. She's at 60 walking into a fight. That's crazy. Now, Dark Gunner Ryu here. He's getting missile attack resist pin 20, acquired AP up 30%, and an upgraded skill Full Shadowing. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know a whole lot about Ryu here. I really don't. But here's this upgraded skill. He has a buff he can put on himself, with 100% damage reduction one time. Think Laswell's shield, right? It will now also give him reaction block rate 100 for 3 turns. Is there a world where Ryu is good in like cost limited dark? Maybe. I don't know. 60 cost isn't that cheap though. I think that hurts him. Okay, Etra is getting her dream enhancement. She is getting 15% more HP, 20 single target resist, and upgraded skill Frenzy. Frenzy, right down here at the bottom, is Etra's job level 25 move, 170% damage with a 25% chance to inflict confusion or berserk. Now, it has a 25% chance to inflict confusion for 3 turns. If they have one or more effects, confusion or berserk, 25% chance to inflict berserk for 3 turns. If they have one or more effect, decrease all attack resistance by 20%. Okay, so she can debuff attack resistance. That's a lot of words. Etra is still not great for PvP. That's kind of the TLDR there. I use her in Earth Selection, and that's kind of fun. And there we go. Okay, Uni. Now, these are interesting. These SR upgrades, some of them have been really strong. How about Uni's? She's getting 15... Uni's a boy. He's getting 15% more attack, AP consumption down 25, and Shigure Shot is getting upgraded. What's Shigure Shot? Let's go look. Here it is. It's Uni's job 25 ability. It was a 76% modifier damage, but look at the range on this thing. This is a diamond-shaped AoE move that hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots away. Give Uni some range increase, and she can hit across maps. Now, it is 121% modifier, and it still dispels haste and quick, or nullifies haste and quicken. That's pretty useful, guys. That's pretty useful. Being able to fight some of these like Sephiroth Lemure teams and not letting them catch haste and quicken. That, like, it's almost a Lemure counter, I feel like. Also, just immune to CT changes for target, so like Keen Blade, things like that won't work. Now, chances are, by the time Lemure is going, the enemy's already Keen Bladed, but it also dispels haste. It's a counter to Lemure. It almost feels like 100% to me. At cost 40, he's cheap to use in a water cost limited team if you feel like playing water cost limited. Okay, that's the preview for the stuff coming out this Wednesday. Thank you all for watching. As you're watching this video on Tuesday morning, it is officially Honkai Star Rail release day. I will be playing at launch. I doubt I'll be live. I just anticipate server problems, and I don't want to sit here and like not be playing the game live. I'll just go to bed if there's server problems, so I'm not going to promise a Honkai Star Rail live stream, but definitely look forward to some Honkai Star Rail content coming out. And if you're just here for War of the Visions, well, here's the War of the Visions video for the day. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.